Hello people, today I'm going to show you the game between Korobov Anton, Ukrainian Grandmaster, which rating is counting 2659 points, and English young prodigy Royal Shredas. And his rating is right now, he's FIDE Master, 2435. He is one of the most prospective young prodigies right now in the world, which are coming in this new generation. So this is the game which is played in Italian opening, and basically the game starts with d4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. This is one of the most popular openings among with Berlin variation in the with the Spanish opening in chess. Why? Because it's so stabilized by white, and black is also trying to play for some equality. White is trying to because white is having that one move advantage during the game. White is trying to really just have maybe some long-term advantage when it comes to centralization in order to gain some advantage. So bishop c5, castles, knight f6. All of this is very common. Now there's a d3, d6, and then c3. So what is white trying to do in this moment is potentially c3 or d4 at some point. That's why black goes a6. For example, if black would try castles, b4, bishop b6, a4 is what can come into this position, and after a6, a5, bishop a7. The point here is that what is the difference between playing a6 now and playing a6 immediately is that black is actually having move less with his bishop. I mean move one move more with his bishop, so he is giving white the tempo. With playing a6 immediately here, black now on immediately b4 can do bishop a7, and now black just immediately did bishop a7, so he's not wasting any time in this position. So after this, knight d2, castles, a4. This is what I'm talking about. In the previous position there was a pawn with a5, knight e7. So what are the main options here for white? Rook e1, knight f1, and knight g3. That's the main setup. And white is basically trying to reach some pressure into black's position. What white is possibly trying also is a d4 at some point with these pawns. What is white trying is to simply have an idea to just get some activity and space into the queen side, so he can have a lot of the good chances in the future and possible chances. Otherwise, black is trying knight d6 and c6 and d5. That's the main setup, because this whole opening, Italian opening, is into centralization. So it's going into centralization. Something else, not really, it's not too aggressive, but again, it can become very dynamic if only one side creates some weaknesses and possible ideas are bad. So you will see into the game actually what happened. Bishop b3. The other option behind this move is knight c3 and knight c4 and knight e3, where white is basically trying to also place his knight into just not g3 but also e3. Black does knight g6 and now h3. The reason behind h3 is to not allow bishop g4, h6. Again, the same reason for bishop g5 move, rook e1, and now knight h5. This is all common. So the ideas are queen f6, queen h5, queen h4, queen g5, and knight f4, and black is trying to reach some kingside attack, knight f1, and now bishop e6. So the first potential trade during a game. Idea, well, after takes, you might notice that those pawns are doubled, but actually the whole point behind them is that they are taking all of those squares. What we want to know here is that those pawns are actually good because they are having those squares, and this is exceptions when it comes to double pawns. Usually you shouldn't allow double pawns. Now d4 and then queen e8. Well, the good thing behind black's position also is that he got f file open. The thing about queen e8 is that after knight f4, queen g6 is a possibility. That's a reason why most likely black wants this. Rook a2, very nice move. At the first look, it might be very strange. Why? Because what's the point behind moving the rook to a2? But the whole point is that he wants to potentially protect whole second rank with his rook, you know. But also, white can also go rook d2 or rook e2 in order to gain some attacks on those files. Rook d8 and now bishop e3. Finally developing this bishop. Knight f4. Idea is a queen g6 and g2, but notice this, those knights are connected. But potentially, uh, black needs to take care about d takes e5 and also where he gonna put his knights in the future if white successfully stops black from winning his own ideas. Now king h2. So what's the point? Because after something like rook d2, there's a queen g6, and now both of this is hanging. Those are three threats, and most likely black is completely winning. So that's why it goes king h2, there's a queen f7, and now rook d2. Pawn takes on d4. So now finally white is threatening this thing. So pawn takes and bishop a7. For example, if queen f6 would be a blunder because of d takes e5 and this is hanging, white is winning a piece and the game is just completely winning for white. Instead, we got e takes d4, c takes d4. Well, black just get rid of double pawns for right now, but also f4 knight lose a little bit of defense because there's no pawns who are defending which are defending him right now. So queen e8 and now g4. Let's come back for a moment. Queen e8 was actually mistake, guys. Why? Well, after queen e8, the real problem behind the position, where is this knight going to go? Where is he going after this? It's a big question. Because if you go knight f6, there's just bishop f4. And you know, I'm winning a piece. I mean, there's a knight takes, pawn takes, rook f4, but still again, after even king g3, I don't see a good options for black anymore. So black tried queen g6. Young prodigy is trying to be very nasty, but that's not actually going so easy versus very experienced Ukrainian chess grandmaster Korobo, and now he is winning 93. So after this, there's a checkmate on g2. That's an issue. So after knight g3, pawn takes g3. There's a knight h3, but the real problem is that this knight is trapped. He has no moves in the long term. So knight h3, king h3, and now rook d7. If this happens, basically after bishop f4, all of this is very questionable. e6 is very weak, and white is completely winning. You know, the next moves are queen b3 with such an ideas like queen e6, king on g8 is pinned. So black is having real issues here. Black is already having big issues, and after a couple of moves, white is now using the rule which is probably familiar with most of the people. When you are winning a piece and having up a material, you should trade the pieces. That's one way of winning the winning positions. Another popular way is to try to reach a super attack on opponent's king or pieces because of the because of the advantage in the material. So after rook e3, pawn takes, rook d5, you will see after a couple of the moves, black got completely lost and white is just very easily winning. So after queen d5, king h8, queen b7, white is completely winning here. So black just chose to completely surrender the position because white is up a clear pawn, and that would be it for this game. We spotted that when we talk about some strategical games, it's very important to take some potential advantage and really try to set up some plans. In this game, black had some plans, but with couple of the moves in at one point, he started having real issues, and that was a real problem for him. So that's why he blundered the piece and simply stayed without any possible options to really get something in his setup. So that would be it about this game. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.